we've got Jagoda, who is an interior designer. She likes to call herself a property enhancer, which I think sounds great. And she is going to talk to us a bit more. So last time was more about kind of the benefit of staging, you know, from a different perspective, you know, talking about light, talking about things like that. Jagoda's background is much more about kind of functionality. She will talk a bit about how she got into what she's doing. And so it will give us another perspective, which I think is interesting. I mean, she shared the presentation with me earlier, and there's stuff actually I didn't know, and I think are very interesting. We will have a tiny case study on something that Jagoda is gonna bring to us, and then we'll have the room surgery. So we've got this week 6 rooms. And so as before, they're anonymous, but because I just don't want to put anyone on the spot or anything. But by all means, these are your rooms, so you're more than welcome to kind of, you know, come and ask questions or anything. We've got another people who've been helping us with the room surgery. Jackie, who's been doing also some work, so she will be sharing some of her input. And hopefully it won't take us as long as last time. I mean, I was totally unrealistic thinking we could squeeze it in an hour, but so hopefully within an hour 20, I think we can do this one. If you have any questions, I mean, by all means, you know, it's, you know, there's going to be a lot of me and Jagoda talking, but, you know, ask your question, either raise your hands, put your, you know, there's like a box I can't see, but I'm sure it's there, to ask question, and just interact. We are family here, so by all means come on board. So let me now, this is the bit I don't like. Oh, actually, Jo, is it possible for you to move to Jagoda so she can share?
Yeah, of course.
The screen. So Jagoda, her background is a bit, well, she came from the brick side of interior design, I would say, because she was a structural engineer.
No. Civil engineer.
Civil engineer, so kind of a lot more technical, and I think slowly kind of moved to the more cushiony, fluffy side through CGI. I mean, she's got tons of experience. It was lovely to talk to her earlier because I didn't realize any of that. So she's going to talk to us about where she come from, how she got there, and kind of share some of her own kind of learnings and stuff she wants to share with us tonight. So Jagoda, thank you for joining us, and the stage is yours.
Thank you for having me. Let's check if I can actually share my screen properly. I was testing this with my husband because I shared the wrong screen originally. So let's see if you can see, if I will do this.
Yeah, we can see something.
A lady swimming. Yay!
Can you see the title?
Yeah, perfect. How to create harmonious and functional space.
Okay. That's okay. So that's what
that was the hardest bit, Jagoda. You've done it.
Yeah, that was the hardest bit. Okay, so good evening, everyone. So my name is Jagoda Duda. You can call me JD to make it easy. Most people do. Actually, I will move you the panel in here, so it feels like I'm talking to you and looking at you. So yeah, thank you so much, Fabian, for having me. So today we will be talking. I would just let me a second. Sorry, I would just put the timer on so I can see.
Oh my God, this is serious. This is serious.
Sorry for my time. So today we will be talking about how to create harmonious and functional spaces. So harmonious is more about the feel and the look. So it's more about what actually Fabienne does fantastically. I absolutely love the functional bit, and I have people. Sorry, can Joe admit people when I'm talking, or
say that again?
Because I have people coming, and I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
No, I think don't worry, Joe is going to look after that. Don't worry.
Fine.
Going on, I don't know. Okay. Joe. Yeah, I think. Joe, you are viewing Jagoda. Let me see. Are we have more people? 18. Yeah, I think people are
Okay, I just clicked admit. I didn't look how it was.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
As you can say, it's my first Zoom presentation. So I used to do them live, but that's my first Zoom, so I don't really know the software that well. Anyway, so we will talk about the design and how kind of to bring it together, what to look when we are creating the properties for our guests and tenants. So I kind of try to divide it into two bits, which is the harmony of the environment and the functionality. So before I start, so you will know actually where I'm coming from, I will just give you like, a quick introduction to me. So like Fabienne said, I'm a civil engineer by trade. I worked on a different project and I will slowly move towards the design. So first it was the commercial interior design, where I learned the space planning and how to create a comfortable work environment, which meant actually ergonomy of work, using the every bit as much as possible, and to make it look nice, but also to make the whole flow of the offices work as it should. Then I moved to design for manufacture, again slightly different bit. In here, we looked at the process of the whole thing. So from start of the refurb, let's say, through all of the bits and first fix, second fix, all of that stuff, and all of the fit outs. Then I started my own company, where we moved into 3D design and animation. So that's for most people know me maybe from Progressive. So that's what we do with my husband, which is the CGI and animation for off-plan marketing and sales. And that's more or less what I actually focused for the last 4 years before COVID. In the meantime, I had my own small portfolio of essays, rent to essay. And I decided actually I don't like doing essay. All I love about essay is just doing the refurb and the furnishing and all of that stuff. I didn't like the running essays. I didn't like the dealing with cleaners and all of that bit.
You need to talk to Joe.
Yeah.
So
But during that time, I actually looked at so many plans and so many designs that I found most of the time there is some tweaks you can do to actually make it even better. Maybe move the furniture around to open the space better. Maybe just hide some furniture that doesn't actually have to be there or doesn't have to be visible. So that's why I created the Jagoda Design, which is I call it property enhancement. It's because I'm kind of focusing on incremental improvements. So basically I look at plans, then fit outs, then furnishings and create and color schemes, and try to pull a little bit more of each to actually create the compounding effect and much better result in the process.
The whole shebang. And I think this is the difference between, often people ask me what's the difference between interior designers and stagers, and I think you come right at the beginning of the process, looking after all the planning. Do you do the lighting as well?
Yes, I do the lighting as well. Yeah. It's kind of part of the process, so I will explain that a little bit later how it comes.
Okay.
So let's go and let's start with harmony. So I kind of divided into 3 bits. So it's like the proportion. So making sure that that we have the right size furniture in the right size room, because that's probably Fabienne also knows that if you will put too big furniture into small room, it will just look out of balance. And it's the same with the other way around. If you have big room and just put not enough furniture in, it will look just empty and uninviting. So just finding the right balance. Then we will have the visual interest. We actually made a fun of that a little bit earlier, because it used to be visual pleasure, but I wasn't sure if that's actually the right way to say it.
You should have.
Yeah, I should leave it as a visual pleasure. What I meant by that is basically making sure that when we're looking at the space, it's pleasing to our eyes. And then the natural flow of the day. So basically, we are kind of following what our tenants or guests do, how they do it, to make sure that actually it goes naturally and kind of flows naturally with what we have, with our designs and how we design the spaces.
And you know what, and that bit I found, you know, that the natural flow, it's so interesting because sometimes you look, I mean, I love looking on Airbnb more for inspiration, that kind of, you know, trying to comment on what people don't do right. But that flow often I found is missed. You think you haven't sat in that chair, you haven't noticed that actually you can't even pull the chair because the wall is behind. And is that the usability of the space and how it worked as a wall?
Yeah, that's the one thing. And then the other thing, it would be, for example, let's say having kitchen, dining, and let's say living space in the open space, rather than having kitchen, living, and then you know, dining space as an afterthought somewhere else. So, you know, when you carry your plates and everything, you have to go through living room to dining room, which makes no sense, as a, you know, as a whole flow of the apartment or HMO or anything. So with the proportion, I actually created some, this slide with some of the measurements.
It's not pretty, but it's very interesting.
It's not pretty. I didn't have a time to
everyone copies print screen. This one is very interesting.
I didn't have the time to do like nice visuals with all of the dimensions. I will post it in the group later during the week maybe. But that's kind of the main dimensions I work to make sure that, you know, the pictures are the center of the picture, or the collage, for example, is at the eye level, or that the, you know, walkways are at least 90 centimeters. I also added the formula for calculating how big the main light in the living room should be.
A formula?
It's a great.
Where's the formula?
It's a very easy formula. It's not it's very simplified formula, but actually it does the job. So basically, you take the length of the room plus the width of the room, and then divide it by 12.
Jagoda, I love it.
Yeah, there is the system to this madness. Yeah, and again, you know, how high this the ceiling, the bottom of the pendant should be above the kitchen island and stuff like that. So, you know.
But you know what? I'm just doing one at the moment, and I actually wonder this morning. I'm doing, you know, like the pendant above a bedside table, and I did wonder how far is that in there? How far from the bedside table it should be?
I don't have it in here, I think, but I know what it is. I will tell you later.
Yeah, no, I mean that stuff. I mean, you know, I don't have a formula.
Yeah, I don't think I put that on here, but it's I definitely have it written down somewhere.
No,
don't
that's
remember
cool.
it, you know, don't remember on top of my head what it was. And this should be 150, not 50. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't fix that.
No, but share that on the group. That'd be lovely.
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so then the visual interest. So again, our brains love pattern repetition. So that's why we have like the one color scheme, and we will just take the colors and just kind of place in every room, which you know, you all know that, you know, Fabian shares all of the fantastic designs. So we know exactly how this works. What's the first thing you see? So that would be, again, more with the layout. And you know, you want to go to the room, and actually, what's the first thing you see? Do you see a gigantic wardrobe that doesn't actually do anything, or do you actually see the beautiful bed that you make so much effort to actually, you know, get it done? So, for example, this. What would you say about that? We have the repetition in the pattern in here.
What is this? What is this?
Wait. Yes. So we have the repetition, we have the symmetry, but it's absolutely awful. I feel sick when I look at the room, right?
Yeah.
But then you will have something like that. And then again, the first impression is completely different. You have the focal point. You can actually know where your eye is drawn by. For example, it straight goes to the paneling because of the lighting and because of the composition of the photo. And then again, here, for example, here, we have like very simple scheme, very simple design, but the red beam actually does it for me. So I would just go in, it would be like, oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
so that's
I love that photo, you know, how, you know, we take so much care to try to hide everything and make it blend, where actually you can easily make a picture of it. It doesn't cost anything apart from the paint, and it's just such a lovely thing.
It makes completely different feel of the space, and that's the room. That's the room from the same development. I just took it from the magazine, so it's not mine, but I took it from the magazine. And you know, you have the repetition of the brick pattern again here. You have the same colors used, and then you have another pop of very bright colors on the chairs, which actually give us this extra kind of zest, if that makes sense. So again, this doesn't cost you much to actually repaint the chairs, for example, or just get the chairs in a different color, but it makes completely different. You know, you feel completely different about the space. Then again, the natural flow, it's again the daily routine. So for example, you know, what your client, what your tenant does throughout the day. I know it sounds maybe, I don't know, we don't think maybe in that, you know, as a property investors in this, in that dimension. But then if you have HMO, for example, where the people working at the same hospital, and they're getting up at the same time, for example, are they able to use the bathrooms at the same time? Will they all have the hot water? Is there enough bathrooms for them to use? If they share the bathrooms, you know, do they actually have to fight for the type of in the bathroom? Because I used to live in HMO, in 2 different ones, and believe me, it's a struggle. It's a struggle when you have not enough facilities for a people, you know, in the space. And with you know, with after 2020, with the COVID and the isolation, everything, it's not the same as it was you know 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 15 years ago. People actually expect a little bit more from the properties, and they are willing to pay more to actually get the better living you know, living environment as well. So yeah, we have to look at their routine, how they like to spend the time. Again, and if they want to, you know, cook together, is there enough space, and is the kitchen, sorry, designed to allow people to actually cook together without, you know, just going into each other and just basically bumping the elbows and stuff like that.
And I think what's interesting in that process, it doesn't mean, you know, early on in the project, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to meet all these kind of lifestyle requirements, but at least it's going to be a consideration. And sometimes there will be some choices that if you have thought about it, it will help you to make this decision. Because I think often, you know, these are kind of almost kind of dismissed a bit, I think, and it's just trying to make the most out of the space. And I don't think these questions are completely kind of taken into consideration.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So what's going on? Why didn't jump?
You're still here.
So that's one of my favorite quotes, actually. So we talked about what it looks like and what it feels like, and then design is also how it works.
Yeah.
And that's where when the functionality comes to play. So with functionality, I again divide it into 3 bits, which is the purpose. So who you actually designing it for, who will be living in your properties, what are their needs, and why they are there. The other bit will be the layout optimization. So what we can do with the space to make the most of it. Then again, preparing the furniture layout, lighting and power layout. This will be, you know, to maximize the use of space and create the best possible environment you can. And then again, the third thing, which sometimes is overlooked, is the maintenance, which is how easy it will be to clean, how easy it will be to repair, and how easy it will be to replace. Because remember, they are not your homes, they are actually investment properties, and things break. People don't care about them as much as you would do in your own home. So my bathrooms, for example, now are 8 years old, and after they cleaned, and just, you know, you wouldn't say they are that old, because, you know, you actually care a little bit differently in your own home than in maybe rented property, sorry. So that would be the questions I would ask myself. every time I'm going into project. So basically, for essays, for example, who is my client? Are they families or are they contractors? Are they here to stay short term, long term? Will they be students or young professional? Because they are completely different profiles of a tenant or a client.
And it's a difficult one because I mean, Joe would know about that. Often, you know, the typical mark, often contractors are, you know, it's the same market, contractors and leisure. So you have to find a compromise between families and contractor, and that's not always easy.
Yes, but what I've found, it's actually when you design the properties for families, I mean, visually pleasing, you know, the for even for listings, the images and everything, contractors will come anyway. But if you will design only for contractors, so basically you will go, you know, use the path of the least resilience. You might not attract the families, so I would go this way around.
Yeah, you know, you're absolutely right, and I've done this project recently where it was exactly that scenario, and she was getting a lot of contractor during the week and no family during the weekend, and we kind of basically raised the bar. And basically, she managed to get not only leisure at the weekend, but raise the rate during the week for the contractors. And then when you talk about maintenance and all these things, what I mean by also raising your rates, it's by having a higher quality, higher profile, you know, guest that comes, and therefore less maintenance. So it's all kind of helping the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And then again, what are their needs? So, for example, my essays, I was aiming for contractors, but what I didn't look at is the parking. So I had one allocated space and I thought that's enough. But for contractors, actually, you need to have more because they come sometimes in 2, sometimes in 3 vans. And yes, they will book with you once, but then they won't actually extend. And with contractors, the best bit is to get the direct bookings and the long bookings. That's where the money is, not in the in the short Monday to Friday booking. It's when you actually are booked directly, you don't have to pay for the advertisement on booking.com or Airbnb. So that's where the money is with contractors, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And again, why they are here? So yeah, are they coming for holidays? Because usually when people come for holiday, they might want to stay in a slightly nicer place and pay a little bit more because we have the budget for our holidays. Well, that's what I do. For business, it depends. If that's executive, yes, they will have slightly higher budget for expenses than, for example, a builder or a bricker or whatever. Bricker is a brickie. I think is a brickie. Bricklayer. Yeah. And and if they come for work, again, what type of work they do. So, for example, I found that contractors like builders, the only question they asked me when they came to the property was, where is the nearest pub? That was the only question. They didn't care about anything else. But for example, when I had, because I live near Blue Water, so I had girls doing the retail and fitting the retail and just stocking the shelves and all of that. And they were just interested in a slightly better quality of the apartment. So still, it's a contract. Is the work? Is they coming for work Monday to Friday, or they might stay over the weekend? But that's completely 2 different people as well. Staying, but seriously, where's the nearest pub? And the funny thing is, I didn't know the answer. So yeah, remember.
Yeah, we believe you.
Yeah, know where the nearest pub is. And then the layout optimization, that's kind of my favorite part. And the people who know me, they just know that throw any layout on me and I will just play with it until it's, like I have like 5 or 10 different options. So basically you can have something like that. Which, yes, you can try to stage it, try to use it as best as you can, but there might be better way to actually do it and create more space, more create it differently, just rearrange some bits and bobs and create completely different space. Based on that, you have the furniture layout as well, so you know exactly what kind of furniture you can order. You can either pre-order it or just find something the right size within your budget, so you are not you know exactly what will go where. and how big it should be or how little.
Mhm.
And based on that, you create the lighting layout. So Suzanne talked last time about
Lasagna.
3 different types of lighting. So it's the task lighting, the ambient lighting, and the main lighting. So you can create that based off the knowledge where your furniture will be, for example. Again, with the lighting and the power outlets, because I found very often that there is not enough in the rooms, and then people are using extension cords and socket splitters, which are very, very dangerous, especially in HMOs, because they are never pad tested and they are potentially fire hazard, especially if you have carpets and stuff like that. It's
Yeah, in that, always put more lights on than not enough. You can't go wrong.
Yes, especially that people have like, computers and laptops and all of that stuff. I have like so many things that I need to charge every day that it's just shocking, to be honest. And then the last part was the maintenance, which is the cleaning. So, choosing easy care materials. So sometimes people will go for the latest trend in creating, for example, kitchens or bathrooms or stuff like that. I find that, trend passed very quickly. And then when it comes to kitchens and bathrooms, that's the bits you want to change as less often as possible, because they are most expensive and the most time consuming. Again, with repairing, for example, you will install washing machine in your kitchen. How easy it is to pull it out, put it in. How easy, what's the access? Do you have access panels for your pipes or for your connections, stuff like that? So when you have a leak, you can just take the panel off, fix it. You don't have to undo all of the tiling or half of the tiling, or just make big hole in the wall, and then you have to skim it and just make good. Same with replacing. How easy it is to replace. For example, now I'm thinking in my bathroom, I actually made a mistake, I think, because we have my bathtub is built in, and I have tiny crack in it, and I'm just thinking, if I will have to remove it, I will have to undo half of the tiles I have in my bathroom, and I can't replace the tiles because they were bought 8 years ago in Poland. So I won't find the same tiles. So I'm just thinking, if I will have to replace it now, it will cost me really, really good money to actually do it. So that's the other thing, you have to think about, because how quickly you can change or replace something will kind of make you or lose you a lot of money. I watched, I actually read somewhere, there was the zip and link bed, and one bed was broken because someone was jumping on it or something. So with zip and link beds, you can't actually change one, because usually what I found with my zip and link beds was that actually you couldn't mix and match them. So you either have to get rid of both of them, or try to replace the one that is broken. So again, is it worth to have the zip and link? Do you have to have a zip and link? Mm-hmm. I found out that in some of the rooms I wouldn't have to have a zip and link, so it was kind of waste of money to have them. So yeah, that would be kind of the main thing. I know I'm talking very fast, so I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. Look, the thing I was going to say about the planning, the spatial planning you were talking about, I sometimes get approached by, it's often service accommodation, like how can I refresh on the cheap, like.
Yeah.
And one time out of two, I would say, just looking at the layout, very simple changes can actually give a complete different feel to the room. And one thing I've been doing quite a lot, it's often something that seems to be happening, it's changing one of the bedside, because it's always, lack of space, it's kind of a common issue.
Yeah.
It's taking one of the bedside, if you've got a double bed, and using the chest of drawer as a bedside. So suddenly you create a bit more space. And,
yes.
For some people who are really keen on symmetry, you were talking about earlier, that can cause a bit of an issue. But if you kind of, make it work with the artwork, you start moving things so that it's not symmetrical anymore, it works perfectly, and you just gain a lot of space.
Yeah, with the nightstands, I'm not very, I like symmetry, but I'm not very fussy about it because it is difficult, especially in a small rooms. I would rather have a bigger bed than 2 nightstands. That's I'm actually with you on this one. So yeah, going back to my case, this is actually a funny one. So I won't say what it was.
Joe, by the way, sorry, I'm just going to stop. There's someone called Ryan who's trying to get on the line. Sorry, can we
That's
let
okay.
Ryan in?
I can't see anybody in the waiting room.
Okay, that's cool. Ryan was waiting. Thank you. Sorry, carry on, Jagoda. Sorry.
Yeah, so where was I? So I messed up my booking on the one time I was in Peterborough. I messed up my booking and I actually had to find something quickly. It was during the festival and that was the only hotel that had spaces, and I know why now. But it was definitely commercial conversion to a hotel, because from the building it looked like an old office building, and you will see it shortly. But it's a hotel, so even with the essays we need to make sure that the space is inviting. So you can imagine going into it's corridor, you're going it's a long corridor, and that's how your door look like. So basically this is fire door that someone put the sticker on that looks like a barn door with danger, keep out. Very inviting, isn't it? And then again, I said about what do you see first. So that's how the room looked like. So the first thing I see is just very basic bed, which is fine. Okay, maybe they were actually looking for doing it for contractors, but I see that the print, it's too big, it's too high, and it's actually crooked. It wasn't even centered on the bed, which completely drove me crazy. Then the scheme was black and white with the little pop of color in here, and then you have this completely random nightstand doing nothing, and this kind of 2 hangers with whatever that is. That was the wardrobe.
Well, look, count yourself lucky you had hangers.
Well, even if that was for contractors, imagine people, they will have the high-vis jackets, their normal jackets, and you have nowhere to actually put your clothes, away. So although I would stay there maybe for a night, I would never book again. So that's kind of you're losing the client straight away. I won't comment on the skin, the snake skin print in here, but that was the desk, which is completely pointless. I couldn't fit my 13-inch computer on that because it was too big, and that was the only socket in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So it cost me £40 per night. Okay, it wasn't expensive, but at the same time, Premier Inn was £35. Yeah. So it's just,
well, it's the little details, yeah.
It's the little details, yeah. And then the bathroom was okay. So the bathroom was quite big, and it was actually the tiling was done perfectly. So they had very, very good tiler in here. The only comment I had is they used the stone imitation large format tiles in here, which were very, very nice. But the problem is they didn't pay attention to the pattern on them, because they usually come in like 4 or 6 different patterns. So you can actually make sure that if you will move the patterns around, they will actually look like stone. So that's something that it's very easy to create much better and much more expensive looking space by doing that, because it actually looks like stone, not like stone imitating tiles.
I'll tell you what, you should do this program, the service accommodation, the hotel checker, people who come and kind of comment on service accommodation. Yeah. You go around the country and
yeah. The window in here was very, very tiny. So what I would do in here, I would actually have a blind hang quite high and kind of partially closed, so it actually give you the illusion of much bigger window.
Yeah, this one is a really good tip, Jagoda. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would do in here. So I actually thought, after we talked today, what I would do in here. So that was basically the layout of the room. So the easiest thing to do would be just basically get rid of that and just have like small desk with a tiny 50 centimeters, wardrobe, and just leave everything else as it was. Or if possible, just, redo the bathroom, because there was lots of space in the bathroom, and just basically do another opening and small built-in wardrobe in here. And, bish, bash, bosh, everything is done. As for the, I was thinking maybe, for the theme, or because the theme of the whole hotel was kind of skyline. So the type of the images they had actually all over the place. So they had them on corridors. So maybe I would do something like that with a paint, or or just kind of create like photo wallpaper, and just do something like that. Just very simple black furniture in there, and for pop of color, something funky, like, I don't know, orange lamp, for example. I don't know. That would be kind of my idea for this. So so that's it. That's me.
So if you want Jagoda, to come,
first one.
well done. If you want Jagoda to come to your service accommodation and give you a bit of a view,
I will speak my mind. So
yes.
I'm kind of I'm Polish, so we kind of very
straight to the point.
Yes, straight to the point. And is it blunt? Is that the word? Yeah. So
lovely. No, but that's cool. Thank you very much for that.
That's my contact details. If someone would like to, have some question, I would like to, discuss the project. So grab a screenshot if you want. If not, I'm in a group, so you can always.
Wonderful.
You can always grab me there. So thank you so much. I'm giving the reins back to Joe.
Lovely. Have we got any questions?
We'll stop sharing now. Oh.
There was only the one in the chat that says, I grabbed my tape measure and it seems I need to make a few changes.
What are we talking about?
That's amazing.
I don't know, in the chat, that's all they said. Not sure.
Okay, right. Let me share my screen. So we're gonna. So any question in the room apart from connecting this? Right, share the screen. Joe, I'm trying to.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Sorry.
Oh, what's the FFL? FFL is
there you go.
Finished floor level.
All right, this is the question, yeah, from Kylie. Okay.
Yeah, finished floor level.
Sorry, I kind of.
Floor level. I've put that in the chat.
Right, so hang on, Zoom. Oh, so I'm trying. Oh, there we go. Stage. No, that's not the one. So I'm trying to share my screen, but clearly,
hang on, let me try again.
Oh no, it's me. It's just I'm looking for an iPad, post attendees. I thought I was gonna make my life easy, but I haven't.
It should be in the bottom. In green, says share screen.
No, it is. It's just I can't find the.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's me. Right, so I've got everything there. Why is it not showing?
Did you make Jagoda host?
Oh, there we go. I've got it. Yeah, no, it's all good. Thank you. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, room surgery. So we've got, let me put that into
present.
Yes, thank you, Joe. There we go. 3, 2, 1.
Lost my voice a little bit.
It's all right.
Practice too much today.
Why it doesn't want to present? Never mind. Why it doesn't want to? Well, look, we're gonna go on that screen. Is that all right? I can't seem to be able to put it on present somehow.
Because you have to do the other screen. If you do the present, do you have one screen or do you have 2 screens?
Just one. I've done it. Oh, hang on. Hang on.
I have 2, so I had to actually put on the other screen. I didn't.
Oh, there we go. Right, we've got it. Okay, room 1. So this one, it was already requested 3 weeks ago. So we're starting with this one. So this is service accommodation. So the scenario we were talking earlier about sharing contractors and leisure. And this property, so it's near in the London area. And the host has gone all high tech. You know, there's LED behind the bed headboard, all touch lights, very funky, very high tech. And basically what they've done, it's starting the kitchen with this kind of blue unit. And now they're kind of heading towards the bedrooms, and it's like, okay, what color are we going to do it? So the first comment, I mean, we kind of touched on that a bit during the conversation. It's this kind of question should arrive earlier, I think, in the process, as you kind of start thinking about, as Jagoda said, you know, like the market and all that, and the vision. Because if the vision is, okay, we're going to have something quite high tech, quite funky, quite, you know, part of that should be, okay, what kind of people we're trying to attract, what kind of color that goes with it. And I think if you start framing a bit more all these parameters, it helps along the line to make all these decisions. Comes the flooring, comes, you know, or even the color of the switches, what metal are you going to use to kind of bring the whole vision together. Yeah. So on this one, so it's just me who kind of worked on this one. And what I did was, because we had at bottom left, you've got these three colors. So you start with this kind of blue from the kitchen, some dark, it's kind of anthracite black color, white, and then, okay, what do we do then? And I thought, well, we need to kind of embrace this kind of LED, you know, kind of color thing. Also, we trying to target also families, so we need to kind of soften that a bit. And I think we need to have a bit of a balance when it comes to blues. So we need either to go from a, you know, like an orange, a terracotta, pink, you know, yellow, something to just warm it up a bit. So I've gone for a bit of an orange. And I thought, well, as we kind of doing this kind of high-tech, you know, thing, I would put a bit of a neon, you know, kind of bright color just to kind of follow that scheme. And that would be this, electric blue type of thing. So I've put in that bedroom, I've just put a wallpaper, which I know some people on service accommodation, it's not often kind of used because of the maintenance. That corner didn't feel like there would be much movement around it. So this wallpaper I thought would work with the kitchen downstairs with the blue, bringing a bit of warmth and bringing a bit of nature, you know, kind of a bit more, something a bit different than just the sleek white and black and just one color. So that was kind of my take on that. Jagoda, did you have anything to add, or anyone else would kind of?
So no, I tried to work out a little bit. I struggle with working with LED, especially if it's color LED. So I like LED, which when it brings you the soft lighting and creating the ambient, in the room. I don't really like the color LEDs when you can actually have them in like purple or green or something, because it's very, very difficult to pick the color on the walls and everything else to actually, when you switch the light, no matter what other colors you will have, it will look good. So that's kind of, I struggle with that, so I didn't want to touch it, because I thought it would be, no, it's just, I don't really know what to do with it, because I probably would just go in like grays and black and whites and just go for like more futuristic look.
And it's kind of I think it's kind of the obvious route, kind of go very monochrome and have a bit of a pop of color. But I think the risk of that, it's falling into the background when it comes to, you know, Airbnb.
Yes, exactly.
It's kind of what you often see. And this is why I kind of went for that.
Yeah.
It's
actually really, really nice. I like the wallpaper. It's very, really nice. The orange is really nice.
Thank you.
I think we have lots of blue and orange this week.
Yeah. So hang on more. Have we got any comment? Shall we move to the next one? I think that's a yes. So the next one. So this one is another service accommodation and how to bring this bedroom to the next level. So someone who's gone down the Art Deco route. And so the living room is on the bottom left, and basically on a tiny budget was the brief. How can I, make that, better? So hang on, yes. So I mean, this room, first of all, I mean, what's interesting is that you can see it's completely asymmetric. I mean, you've got a smaller space on the left and on the right of the chimney. The chimney is offset.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a nightmare room, to be honest.
Especially for Art Deco.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Jackie. I hope she's around. So Jackie.
Yep, hi, I'm here.
Lovely. Hello, Jackie. So Jackie has been looking also into this room. So what was your comment then?
I think this
This one is mine, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. Wait, okay. Jagoda, you start.
Okay, so because it was low budget, so I kind of went a little bit into DIY route. So you've got the or the person, I don't know if they are online or not. They've got the white chest of drawers. I just thought we could add some interesting kind of Art Deco-ish pattern in here, just by buying roll of self-adhesive paper and just basically updating the wardrobe a little bit. Because we have this, I kind of picked those colors from the living room. So so the blue is on one of the pillows, and you have the gray on the walls, and that's kind of the color I think of the
Living room
sofa, of the sofa. So I thought I will go with the little bit dark blues and a gold to kind of embrace a little bit the you know, the fireplace. I didn't really know what to do with the fireplace. I'm not sure if that's rent to rent or it's actually owned property. So I wanted to leave it as it is. So I thought we would just go, you know, white, you know, gold, and just basically something very simple. I think this lamp is like 30 quid or 35 quid in Dunelm,
yeah.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Just, you know, very simple floor to ceiling to floor velvet curtains. I absolutely love the wall-to-wall effect. I don't like curtains to be kind of like this wide and, you know, and the short ones. Actually, I love the, and I think with Art Deco, this is actually one of the bits I would use. So yeah, something very simple. Again, with the flower pots, this is basically, you can just use the frog and, you know, spray paint and just basically add some detail to kind of match what we have everything else. I don't know, something simple. I think under £200 probably.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to say, I mean, so this one I didn't. I knew you guys. I mean, Jackie was you know, she was all over it. It felt like something she really enjoyed. I never go down like one specific route when it comes to style. If I would do Art Deco, I would have something else, another style overlaid onto it. It's just because I think for me this theme room, and it's my view, and I'm sure there are some, you know, a lot of people who like that style, but I think you risk too much to kind of target a specific market, where actually if you overlay another style, like, I don't know, like a more traditional or even a bit more, I don't know, a bit more glam or something like that, you open a bit more your market.
Yeah.
So it's something I try to avoid, to go down only one specific style route. Then we've got Jackie.
Ooh, I actually look at the pillows, at the green pillows as well.
Very pretty.
Yeah, well, I went with the gold and the blue as well, actually, and I thought to make the bed stand out a bit more very cheaply, you could get some gold strips which you could just stick and take the headboards off and put them up wall to wall.
I love the idea.
I love that. Yeah.
Paint the wall behind the beds the dark blue up here, and then the other three walls more of a more green peacock blue. Change the bedding slightly, I think, to the pink, and I've added like a new bedside cabinet just to go with the blue and the peacock. And then I think on the next slide there's a bit more. Yeah, and these are just same thing, add some sort of gold knobs and some feature sort of Art Deco laminate to the white unit. Some gold sort of decor, really, like the mirror, a mirror above the fireplace, and some planters that just add some sort of interest and some detail to the room.
Lovely. No, I really like it. Really
And
like
I think the budget came in about under £500.
Yeah,
for
475. God, Jackie, this is,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
so it's
That's
not
the
too
thing.
expensive, and it, you know, and a lot of that was the unit on the side. That's over £120.
That's the thing, you know, when I hear low budget, it's you know, it's such a different thing for different people. So
Yeah.
for one person, you know, low budget maybe £100. For the next one will be like 1,000. So
exactly. Yeah, I think we started on this one. We started at £50, and I said, "Well, look, I'm not sure what we can do with that." She said, "Okay, we can go a bit higher then." So yeah, something I was going to mention. If you look, I made that comment at the beginning that the space on both sides of the fireplace is different, and I think on that basis, I would have moved everything around. So I would have kept the bed on the left where it is, and possibly I would have moved the other one, the headboard facing the other way. And I would have had the chest of drawer in that corner. Because there's no symmetry whatsoever, I would not have tried to kind of do something symmetrical. I would have broken a bit to try to create almost two different kind of, not two rooms within the same room, but I think I would have separated the two beds. And therefore, I would not have had the same blanket, the same throw on it. I would have created two different things.
Okay.
Just purely because there's no symmetry in that place. So I would not have tried to force it on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any comment, anyone? No. Right, room 3. This one gave me a bit of a headache. So this one is service accommodation, again, contractor family. What paint color? So this is, you know, one that small budget, not enough money to basically replace the furnishing, which means, you know, in my eyes, if that's the case, you need to build your scheme around these colors, and you've got the pine, you've got the sofas, and you've got to make sure that you include that in the scheme. And all these rooms at the moment, they completely, they could be part of a different property. And I think this is why I think they've got issues with the word is not coming, occupancy, and you could see why it feels disconnected, and therefore it doesn't feel like an harmonious place to be. So I agree that this property needs harmony. So Jagoda, I think you went for it.
And again, blue and bloody orange. So yes, because we had this kind of furniture. I started with the bedroom actually, because we had this kind of orange looking furniture. I thought we will use it as an accent color, and we have this mirror in here who kind of looks like the one I put in here. It's not the same mirror, but it's, you know. So the first thing I actually noticed, I would change the layout of this room straight away. So I would first of all replace that with nice, you know, clean, what you call it? What's that? Blind. You can get them for like £12 or something in like IKEA or whatever. I would move the bed to be by the window, so actually to be in front of the window. I will move the wardrobe, you know, after. Oh my God, I said behind the door, because I don't want to see that when I come into the room straight away. I would turn that around so it actually is based on this wall here. Do you actually see my arrow or not? You don't see. So I would move the chest to be on the same wall as a window on the left-hand side in here, in the space here. And basically, so the first thing you see, it's kind of the chest with the mirror and the nice bed. I kept the blue because we have the blue covers in there already, so we have not much money. So I kind of thought, well, that's where we can go with that. And again, very simple shade, not shade, yeah, on a ceiling. And I thought for the artwork, you can buy, I think, 3 prints like that for around 30 quid. So I thought we can take one of them. It has the orange to kind of, you know, make it pop a little bit more.
And do you want to share where you, because I don't buy from them. Where did you get the print from?
Oh, the print was, I think it was from Etsy. So I use them. I mostly use the one you can download and basically print yourself. But they also sell, you can basically just pick the size you want, and they will just print it for you and just send it over. I used them before. I really like them. It's really.
And is it more, because I know that it exists, I don't use it. Is it more cost effective to do that?
Yeah, it depends on the things. I found it for art, either for inspiration, or so basically I just go on Etsy and just see what other people are doing. And sometimes I will, especially for art, and just if I can, I will do it myself. If not, I will pay them to do that. I'm awful. Sorry. I absolutely love DIY. So yeah.
Okay, let me move to the next one. Yeah, so you did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, so here, because we have the crushed velvet, I would just leave the crushed velvet. I would again bring the blue, keep the orange. We have the orange on the floor a little bit. One thing I would do definitely was to change the rug, because this is just, yeah. So originally I was actually looking, yeah, we have a little bit of a blue in the chairs, and then we have this kind of diamond pattern in there. But to be honest, if we cannot change the chair or just replace them, I would just buy covers and just cover them, because they are ugly. I'm sorry, but they are ugly. They kind of remind me of the chairs that my grandma used to have. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult room to, you know, when you're on a budget, it's very hard to find
so
weight.
Yeah, again, so I try to kind of create some kind of cohesiveness with the other room. So that's the other two prints. I don't know what's going on behind the on the other wall, because I have only one view.
Yeah, it's a dining table, I think.
Again, it would be useful for people who send us the room to actually kind of photograph them from different perspectives, so we know what we are playing with, and how much space we've got.
Yeah, Jagoda loves to see the space, so give her the 4 angles.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm just, yeah. So so I try to kind of, yeah, the sofas are not too bad. I think they cream. So that's why I kind of try to keep it in the same kind of, the problem for me is that the kind of is mishmash of furniture. So it's very difficult to actually pick a scheme for that.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, no, you've done pretty well, and I think, yeah, you could not do better than that. I think with a property like that, it's just trying to edit what's there and work with what's there.
And again, one of the comments would be for me to actually, when you have a crushed velvet and basically any curtains, please iron them or just steam them, because this, you know, the creases.
Jagoda's nightmare at night.
I'm horrible. These are actually things that actually drive me crazy. So I'm sorry. I'm really, you know, I'm trying.
Everyone, iron your curtains.
Iron your curtains.
I don't even iron my t-shirt, Jagoda.
I don't. But to be fair, when I had my essays and my my linen was coming from the whatever company who does the washing and ironing. When I put it on, I actually went with the cordless iron. Actually, I was actually doing the creases on the covers. My husband said, "Oh my God, you're completely bonkers! You just wasted half an hour to do the creases on the bed." I said, "Well, because they piss me off. What can I do?"
So if you work with Jagoda, she's very thorough, which what she does. That's the message, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
We've got a couple of questions, Jagoda. Somebody said, where are the tables from?
Oh, I think they were done.
Yeah.
You find them on Amazon.
Yes, there is plenty of them. Yeah. You can find them in different places. Yeah.
And the next question was, would you consider using chalk paint on some pine furniture to change or soften its colour?
Yes, I would. But if that would be my property and or if it's rent to rent and you actually have permission from the landlord to do that.
Yeah, and also if you do it, if you've done it before, or you know someone who's, you know, you can do a bit of a. It's easy to mess up, I think, with stroke paint. I found
it's easy. You actually have to know how to do it properly, so it looks good. And then again, it depends on the budget as well, because if I would have to pick between buying the paint or changing the rag, for example, I will change the rag.
yeah, and exactly, and you're right. In the main room, you want at least one statement, something that kind of, okay, that's nice. Then the rest you can get away with, you know, cushion at, you know, £3 a cushion, but then you want a piece at least that make a bit of an impression.
Yeah. I wonder what's going on the wall next to the table, though. I wonder if that's where the TV is, because that kind of
probably is the case.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of the crossing through the you know, not having the zones defined. So probably it would be good to go there and see if we can you know, change the layout as well, because I don't know, I don't like TVs on the walls where the dining table is. That's my preference. I like to have the sitting area separate to the dining area if possible. That's why I struggled with the apartment you had last time, with the scene or whatever it was, like
Just see, I forgot.
with the kind of, I don't know what you call it, like I call it internal balcony kind of.
Oh yes, yeah, I know the one.
Because for me it looked like, okay, we had the bachelor who designed it. That was the place where the stripper are and where they have like, you know, I don't know.
It's a shame you were not on that Zoom. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, it was a very awkward type of apartment with a bit of an elevation within the main room.
With a mezzanine.
Yeah, mezzanine.
Big enough to fit anything in there.
Yeah.
Other than a couple of strippers.
No one mentioned that apart from you.
Right, yeah. Okay. So, I will take the room.
So we have Jackie on. Yeah.
I just, again, it was a very difficult room to sort of look for, but I was going for sort of the green and the blue and the gold look. And I didn't know sort of how much budget they had. So I wondered if they could actually change the wardrobe and the dresser, paint the walls sort of a darker green and maybe the ceiling a lighter green, and just get some colour in the bedding. So that bed sheet is actually reversible, so you could change it, and get some gold in the mirror and the artwork, which was from Wayfair, which I mean may well have been above their budget. I don't know, but that's sort of coming in about 750.
Yeah, I think some colors, you're right, some colors in a couple of these bedroom, you know, the green, the kind of aqua, you know, pale green you're showing, I think is lovely, and it would in this room you show particularly would work nice. Yeah,
because you've got the door, so you obviously sort of got that tonal color to go with. And I think just some of the things like the artwork and the mirror at the back, they're not helping really at all. You're better off taking them down, sort of thing.
Yeah. So that's why I try to reuse as much as possible what we've got. But then, if I could change the furniture, I would.
Yeah.
But I think these people have their essays. If they get a trade account, you can get some very good priced furniture from people.
That's one thing. And then what I think actually what you can do is just basically just sell what you get. I done it with my bedroom. So basically I just sold everything I had in there, raised the pot of money to actually redo my bedroom. And you know, okay, some of the stuff is secondhand. So basically I just built the whole Pax IKEA from the second parts. And basically I have £650 worth of IKEA packs, because I love those wardrobes because of the flexibility. And I got them for £150. So basically I saved £100. Okay, it took me some time to do it, But then, you know, if you don't have the money, you have to get creative.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
That's cool. Well, look, let's move on just away of the time. So we've got another. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Yes, the next one. Yes, sorry,
Yeah, so-
Jackie.
The next room, I just really sort of added some cushions, changed the rug again, kept with
The rug's got to go. I think this is the message, guys.
and sort of stuck with the sort of pale green and taupe sort of colour schemes. So it's sort of carried
Yeah,
through.
oh, lovely, lovely. Okay, I hope this person. I mean, again, if anyone wants to talk, no, I think there's some good feedback there for her to do some work.
I think if I can add, if you are going for essays and you actually are trying to attract people, you have to spend some money. I understand that you will have low budget, but then if you will have low budget, you will attract people who will be looking only at the price, which means you will have some kind of parties and stuff like that, because they will just go there to have place to get high, basically.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
You know, not you know what I mean, not exactly, but you know what I mean. It's just basically you will attract the people who will be attracted by, okay, we'll have space where we can actually party.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, so I understand low budget, but it's the 6 months, the 6 month rule, right? So you have to actually, if you want to the return, if you want to get the return on your money within 6 months, that's kind of the budget you've got, and that's actually, I think, the good thing to go. Especially when you take the property with the furniture already, just check the furniture if actually it makes sense. Because this looks for me like ex HMO probably, because it has the fire door in, which means it's probably already heavily used, all of the furniture. So it's, you know, they will come there once, and again you won't get the repetitive business which you actually are aiming for having the essays. That's how
you're making a good point ultimately, because yeah, I stick to the brief that was sent, but that would be exactly the conversation I would be having if that was a real project. It's the benefit, you know, of what we do when it comes to occupancy rate and ultimately the return on investment of the stuff we provide. Yeah. Okay, let's just go through I've seen more. Is there any question, Joe? I've seen stuff flashing. Things are flashing. Chat.
Sorry.
You
don't need to spend a fortune to make it look like you've spent a fortune.
Oh, nice. Yes, very true. So next one. Oh, sorry. So I'm going too fast. Did we have another? Did I miss one? No. Right. So the next one is. I'm not sure. I wrote HMO. I'm not sure. I didn't finish this slide somehow. Anyway, it's a basement flat at a very early stage. There's a garden attached to this place, and the idea is within this studio to put everything. And the person wants I was gonna say high maintenance and low spec. No, the other way around. High spec, low maintenance. Any ideas? So this one is totally a Jagoda kind of favorite thing. So off you go.
Yeah, this would be good to actually have some dimensions in, because I tried to create some kind of layout, and I basically was eyeballing it by the length of the kitchen. So that's how I more or less assessed if the size of the space. Again, I don't know what they will go for. For me, low maintenance, it would be just basically going into like urban, modern and stuff like that. Having, you know, lots of wood, darker paints, especially when you have kindly slower, oh my God, lower ceilings. I talk too much today, so I'm losing it. I thought if it's possible, we can create some kind of bedroom enclosure. Oh my God, where are my teeth?
Bedroom and
enclosure, but you know, partially open, just to kind of create the privacy within the bedroom-ish, and just go in this direction. So because we have some brick brick, exposed brick over there. That's why I thought we can go in the kind of, you know, the urban modern kind of direction.
I love the separation, the wood separation you've got at the bottom there is very pretty to kind of separate a bit more the bedroom area.
Yeah, it will give you some kind of privacy, or privacy, whichever is the correct one. What I don't like in the kitchens is when you don't have anything above the sink. That doesn't make sense for me. If there is nothing else, then well, you won't have anything above the sink if there is a window. But then when you have actually one what you call it, row of units, and then you have a sink, and then you have empty wall, this kind of looks strange to me. So I thought we can add some kind of shelving, and again, you know, something simple like that. What I don't like, I don't know if you actually can see it, but you will laugh, but the sink is actually is not properly centered on the unit.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
It would absolutely drive me crazy, and I would actually ask them to replace the worktop, because this looks completely horrible.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm like that. Very. It's not that hard. Oh, come on, it's not that hard to actually make it.
Totally horrible. No, I know what you mean, and you like symmetry and perfection. So I
no, it's not that I like symmetry. It's not that I like symmetry and perfection, because sometimes you cannot actually force symmetry, and sometimes you have to, you know. But if that's laziness for me. That has nothing to do with perfection. That's just laziness. Someone is just eyeballing it rather than actually to measure it. Yeah, that's the engineering in me. So I'm sorry. That's
all right.
That's how I roll. Again, for the flooring, I would use actually the same flooring on the whole area, because it makes the room look bigger when you don't have any, you know, any splits in the flooring. So yeah, I would try to go in this direction. Not sure who is the actual client and what they think about it, but
no, that's good. I mean, the comment I was gonna make is so I like what you've done, the separation of the main room. I would probably start introducing this idea of color, just purely to kind of create these different areas. So you've got the bedroom, you've got the kitchen, and the living area. So somehow I would try to kind of create this illusion of separation. So probably, for instance, in the bedroom, so that section, I would have somehow probably a painted ceiling or something that kind of defined that area somewhere different. You said you would have the same flooring in the main room. I would consider maybe where you've got the kitchen, maybe just that section around the unit, maybe just having tiles just to separate that. And I would play a lot, because you've got only one space. So what I would try to do is that where the kitchen is more functional, so I would have more kind of metal, marble, or whatever style we're going for. And then comes the living room. This is where you bring the softness, the wood. So even kind of unconsciously, you see like the kind of functional kitchen-y, and then the kind of softer sitting area. So I would really pay ultra attention to create this differentiation in the three rooms, in the three sections within that room. Joe, have we got any questions?
Yes.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. If you will look at the base unit, and then you will look at the sink, they're not actually lined up. That's what I mean. I don't
sorry, Jack.
Oh, sorry. The question was that by moving the sink to the middle, you lose one large worktop section. That's not what I meant. I meant that when you look at the units and you look at the sink, it's not actually centered on the units. It's kind of off by probably 2 centimeters or maybe 5.
And we've got Ryan in the room, who managed eventually to come. So what CAD software did you use, Jagoda?
Oh, so for this I'm using AutoCAD. That's kind of software I used for many years. So for 2D I use AutoCAD. For 3D I'm using SketchUp, and for rendering I'm using D5 at the moment. So Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So let's, unless we've got any questions, let's move to the next one. So we've got another 2, and then you can carry on your evening. Why is it not moving? Sorry. Where's the, sorry, don't know what's happening. There we go. Room 5, the one that kind of really made me smile. This is a service accommodation and someone who's having a lot of fun, right? So she's done something quite amazing in the in these 3 rooms. She's gone for it, and now she's stuck with the corridor. Because I think she's gone all over the place everywhere, and it's like, okay, how do we bring the whole thing together? And I think, to me, the corridors are often this function of kind of link between everything. So in fact, the role of a corridor can be quite complex because it's almost the common denominator to everything. So what I've done with this one, and again, well done on the creativity, I love it. So what I've done, I thought, well, look, we have a common denominator in the 3 rooms, which is the black element. You've got like the black mirror, the curtain. So I thought we need a bit of this kind of contrasting color. So I've kind of painted the woodwork. And then I thought, well, you know, because it was hard to pick a color, because to be fair, it's gonna be everywhere. So I thought, well, what about we just take a piece of this wonderful wallpaper and we make a frame out of it, almost like a bit of a mini trailer of what's happening in the house. And then for the ceiling, I mean, I was playing this afternoon. I got to stop myself because it was getting out of hand. I was trying to play with all the colors that can work, and pretty much you can try any of them. I mean, yellow is probably a good one as well. Yeah, I think you can have a lot of fun in this room. I think the idea of the frames might be just the solution. I think it's easy to do if you still have some wallpaper, and just an idea to bring everything together. So have we, Jagoda or anyone else, any feedback, ideas for this corridor?
Oh, I actually love it. I knew you will do it. You are amazing with corridors.
Yeah, I've got a thing for corridors.
You have
I think because they're usually unloved, and they really kind of you know, make me feel like I need to help.
Yeah. No, they're really good. I love the idea of the wallpaper in frames.
Yeah, well, it took me a while to kind of work something out, but actually I thought, well, the solution is just in front of us.
Yeah. No, it's really nice.
I love,
and the dark frames as well. They actually give the character to the room. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I'm learning already.
and we've got good feedback. So basically, that person loved doing some wallpaper, framing wallpaper. So there we go.
Yeah.
And then the last one, that's an interesting one. This is an entrance. So it's an HMO, and how to make this inviting. So what she's saying is that it's going to be even darker once the work is done. So it's on the road, and how can you create impact from there? I mean, again, a corridor. So I felt you know, obliged to to have a look. So what I thought is that for me, no matter what, I mean, this is going to be a room that it's not going to be inviting by the definition, right? So it's either you try to kind of play around that, or you just embrace that and you have fun with it. And I think this is the only way you're going to achieve something quite special. It's just really having fun. So I went, and it's not going to move, so you might never see it. There we go. So starting on the left, don't look on the right, just stay on the left. So left, I thought, well, there's a route which I called kind of colorful urban. It's kind of keep it rough, but just have, because it's HMO, and I thought, well, maybe it's students, so they might enjoy that kind of look. Kind of rough with pop of color, but kind of cleverly done, so that it's just interesting and fun and kind of vibrant. Then I put a happy welcome. So I think there is just, you can't go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong. Any color, with the only kind of point to be careful to whatever you're going to do there needs to be reflected on the in the HMO. So for instance, if I take this blue ceiling in the middle with a pop of yellow, you want to make sure that somehow these colors are taken upstairs, so that at least you create some kind of cohesion. Even if the style is completely different, you still want to have some kind of link. I put at the bottom mirrors because I think, yeah, you probably need somehow to bring some mirrors and light, because you know, in such a dark place, it will have to be there. And then if I would have to do that place, my mind, I mean, I was reminded of this place a while back, which is a place in Morocco which I love. It's called the Majorel Garden, and it's just, I mean, the colors are just wonderful, like this electric blue, this yellow. It's just, and I thought something like that, if you look the color, the photo at the bottom, I thought, what about creating something completely surreal, something, you know, you're in that street and you open this door and you find yourself in a place you wouldn't expect. So of course you're not going to create that, but you can take the essence of it. So when you see the what are they called, the blue thing, the
Columns,
the blue columns, you can have just like blue columns, you know, along that corridor, and then you can have wallpaper or something, you know, green, jungly, kind of floral type of thing. Why not having some pots of plants? The ceiling, if you don't want wallpaper on the side, you can have maybe plants, you know, the jungle on the ceiling. Anything. I mean, so what I've done, I can't see it because I've got everyone's face. Let me move. So what I've done, so the point I was making earlier about color, so you see on the top right, I kind of captured the color from that photo. So the electric blue, the yellow, the aqua color. And what I've done at the bottom, you see, I toned everything down apart from the electric blue. I thought, well, it's a nice color. Let's keep that. And that would be the scheme I would be using on the first floor. So they would probably like some gray or some taupe muted colors to kind of link everything. But these are the color I would be using. And like that, you just remain, even if you go a bit mental downstairs, you still remain cohesive with the rest of the property. So there we go. That's how my head works with corridors. Jagoda, did you have any comment on this one?
I love it. I want to move in there straight away.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Morocco. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lovely place.
The only thing I was thinking about the mirrors is, oh my god, so much cleaning. That was the one thing that came to my mind. But absolutely love the idea of mirrors, because they will be needed, because they will be so dark in there. You need basically any stream of light to be reflected to actually add some light into it. So I love the mirrors and the pops of colors in the kind of rough environment as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, so I'm happy. So yeah, so brilliant, thank you. So I think we're gonna have a Moroccan corridor. It's just, you know, and this is the way I do my job. It's this thing about, yeah, there's no limit, absolutely no limit. And, you know, you can spend a lifetime on Pinterest, but sometimes it's just something you see and it's fun and it makes you happy. And you just run with it. There's no rules apart from trying to make, you know, a place, you know, the brief was make it inviting. And to me, that is make it happy, make people feel special, make people feel that they want to be there. And on that basis, you can do anything. So yeah. Well, look, so what's the time? How did we do? 1 hour 26. I think we've done all right. Have we got any questions in the group? No.
Everybody's saying they love it. I love it. And framing up wallpaper is something I really enjoy too. Brilliant. Thank you. That's brilliant. Love these ideas.
Lovely. Wonderful. Well, look, I mean, we're going to carry on. You know, it's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, but we're gonna carry on that. By all means, send your rooms if you can. If there's anyone you want to invite to this place. I'm not great at marketing this thing. I need to make a bit more of an effort to put it out there. Send your photos, share this forum. Any comment, by all means, this is a place that I want, for me, it's fun. It's like the job we do. It's just easy and fun and colorful. Any comments to make it better, please share. I won't take it personally. Yeah, unless you've got any question or anything, I think we're good. So thank you, Jagoda, very much for coming. So I think you shared your details earlier. So as she's explained, she's kind of the full package from kind of yeah. Sorry. No, so I was just finishing on Jagoda to say that she kind of work on the whole project from kind of refurb to the right to the end of the project. Thank you for making the effort, Jagoda, and put that together for us. And I'm just reading as you go. Quick question. So quick question on rugs.
Quick question, but it just goes so quickly. I can't. Where is it?
So there's a quick question on rugs. I've white wallpaper brick. I've white wallpaper brick. Can I have a geometric rug in the lounge, or would that clash shape-wise? Have white wallpaper brick. Can I have a geometric rug in the lounge, or would that clash shape-wise?
No, you wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. Yeah.
No.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Lovely. Well, look, I'll let you go. Let's not. Thank you very much for your time. It was lovely to have everyone, and I hope you enjoyed that. I surely did. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Have you stopped recording?
I'm glad you're here, Mum.